Welcome to our first ever success at Sonesta. What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? We want to make sure that we're providing some live training to our franchisees every single month. So we want to make sure that you're checking out that access point calendar because we're going to be showing you what's coming up. And you're already at the very first one for Sports Certified and ALE Solutions. And next month, we hope you join us again for the RFP and CVent Transient webinar. If you just can't wait and you want to do it right now, please go to Sonesta University and check it out. We've got a bunch of new sales courses listed and really excited to announce that we've got the Sales Basics course out there as well. So without further ado, let's jump into it. We've got our superstar global account manager for sports, Mr. Nick Worrell. Take it away.
You're too kind, Kristen, and thank you so much for the intro. My name is Nick Worrell, everybody, and I'm our global account manager for the sports market with Sonesta. Our GSO sports team, it's comprised of myself and my direct leader, Hank Pavarnik, who oversees our sports team. And I'm sure you've heard this stated before, but our global sales team is an account-based organization, and Hank and I manage our own set of accounts and strategy for those specific accounts. So we've broken up our accounts into subsegments within the greater sports market. So with that being said, my subsegments include collegiate sports, and that's going to be all NCAA, NJCAA, and NAIA affiliated teams, championships, and of course, the third-party sports travel companies that represent them, like Anthony Travel, Collegiate Sports Travel, and Shorts Management, for example. And then I also co-manage the youth sports segment with Hank. And my accounts on the youth side of things include national governing bodies like US Youth Soccer, for example, events rights holders like Prep Network, and of course, the third-party housing companies that represent those entities, like a traveling teams or an HBC event services. And just to wrap it up here, on Hank's side of the business, he oversees the professional sports market, our efforts in the sports broadcasting arena, sports association, and also the youth sports market as well, as it's by far the most vast market that our team works in. So that's actually a fantastic transition here. If we can go ahead and move on to the next slide. And it's a fantastic transition into one of the great programs that our global sales team is offering, which is the Sonesta Sports Certified Program. And the program's mission statement is the following: the Sonesta Sports Certified Program aims to provide our hotel community with the world-class tools and educational content needed to drive top-line revenue and shift share within the global sports tourism market. And I know that's a pretty elaborate mission statement, but ultimately the goal of the Sports Certified Program is really about building a program that will create consistency and enhance the ease of doing business with our brands as it relates to sports groups. And Kristen, if we go to the next slide here. So for anyone on the call who is not familiar with the Sports Certified Program, and for those who just might need a refresher, I wanted to dive deeper into the program and provide some updates. So Sports Certified is an educational program that educates our hoteliers on best practices within the sports market, but it's also a sports marketing program as well. And we strongly encourage our hotels that have achieved Sports Certified status through Sonesta to market themselves to their sports customers as being a Sonesta Sports Certified hotel. And we are definitely doing the same thing on our end as well. We're continuously working with our GSO managed sports accounts to keep them up to date on our hotels that have achieved sports certified status. The program is open to all Sonesta hotels and brands, including managed and franchised hotels, and is truly a brand-wide offering. The program is available in a very user-friendly module in Sonesta University for our franchise hotels and only takes about 45 minutes to complete. And then, Kristen, can I get you to go back one slide?
Oh, yeah.
One thing I wanted to share, some very, very exciting news between our managed and franchise properties. We now have 100 hotels that have achieved sports certified status through Sonesta, many of which have been able to actually implement the program building blocks into their day-to-day sports sales efforts to drive more sports revenue to their hotels. And last but not least, maybe the most important thing on this slide is that there is absolutely no cost to become sports certified through Sonesta. It is free of cost to our hoteliers to opt into. All right, now we can go to the next slide. So I just wanted to provide an update and an example of what the program looks like in Sonesta University. So as you can see on the left-hand portion of this slide, there are 3 portions to the module of Sports Certified, which include Part 1 and Part 2. And that's going to be the educational lectures. And then part 3 is the program assessment, which needs to be passed with an 80% or better in order for your hotel to become sports certified. For our franchise hotels, either your director of sales or general manager can complete the course, and your hotel general manager is responsible for completing the sports certified acknowledgement form, which is also located in Sonesta University and must be completed as the final step for your hotel to become sports certified. The sports certified acknowledgement form just simply outlines the program standards that you must agree to in order to become sports certified through Sonesta. And as we look at the right side here of the slide, you can see a glimpse into the educational content that exists within the sports certified course. As you can see from the snapshots, part of the course content includes how to win in the youth and amateur and the collegiate sports segments. We go on to the next slide. Okay, so I thought this would be fun. Let's see some sports certified in action and see some sales resources and benefits that come with completing the program. So the first benefit here that our hotels that complete the program receive is access to exclusive sports certified marketing materials, such as customizable sports certified flyers. If you look closely on the left-hand side of the slide, you can see a sports certified flyer that was created for the Sonesta Select brand. Additionally, as seen on the right-hand side of this slide, hotels that complete the sports certified program receive a special sports certified tab added to their Sonesta or added to the brand.com landing page, and it contains a sports certified badge, as you can see right here, which is great to send to customers to let them know that your hotel is well appointed to accommodate sports teams. We can move along. Right, so just a couple more examples here. This is an example of another sports certified flyer that are available to our hotels that complete the sports certified program through Sonesta. You can see Red Lion over here on the left-hand side, Inns and Suites in particular, and then ES Suites on the right side. And these are great flyers for getting out into your local market and promoting to your nearby sports venues and collegiate institutions that your hotel is ready to host sports teams. As a result of becoming sports certified, that is. Okay, and then I just wanted to share a couple of examples here of sports certified moving the needle with our sports customers and our hotels. So to start, I wanted to share a quote from the VP of Operations for GSO Managed Sports Account, HBC Event Services, Maria Kalkinen, and as it relates to working with our sports certified hotels and the Sonesta Select brand in particular, Maria notes that we were very impressed with the hotel's accommodations for our sports group. The rooms were spacious and well appointed, and the hotel provided us with everything we needed to make our team stay a success. We would highly recommend Sonesta Sports certified hotels to other groups. And this is just a great example of why becoming sports certified is so advantageous to our hotels. Not only is the program free of cost, but it's widely recognized by our GSO sports accounts like HBC, who book thousands of youth sports blocks on an annual basis. Perfect. Okay, so just we're going to wrap up here today with a couple of success stories. Who doesn't love a good success story? And this is a great testimonial from Diane Watson, who's the director of sales for the Sonesta Select Dallas Central Expressway. And Diane notes to please consider taking the course. It doesn't take long. And in fact, I found it very helpful. In fact, it has helped me close several large groups. And Diane goes on to comment more on the sports certified program. But here's an example of a win that Diane recently closed at our Select Dallas Central Expressway with HBC Event Services for just north of $41,000 to materialize in June of 2024 for U90C Super Copa. So just an awesome way of one of our hoteliers utilizing the sports certified program to drive more incremental group business into their property. And then the second success story that I wanted to go ahead and share here comes from Lynn Anfinson, Director of Sales at the Sonesta Select Minneapolis Eden Prairie, and her strategy of implementing key components of the Sonesta Sports Certified program. So Lynn has shared with me the following as it relates to her experiences in engaging with the Sonesta Sports Certified program. She shared, the Sonesta Sports Certified hotels offer a consistency of services and amenities across our brands, as well as a guide for our staff to know what's expected when we have a team in-house. This extraordinary service makes them feel welcome, and the loyalty we're building with our teams and contacts who book tournaments continues to grow as they share their experiences with other teams, coaches, and tournament directors. We pre-block and pre-key rooms and place extra towels, soaps, and waters and a welcome note about where and when their team breakfast will be available. And she adds some further insight here. This minimizes the questions and requests for items and makes the teams feel more special. Our last team generated $11,000 in over 100 room nights on what may have been a slower occupancy weekend. And here are some great photos of welcome amenities and breakfast that was provided for the team from Lynn as a result of becoming sports certified and implementing the program building blocks. And I think that's actually going to do it for me here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my portion of today's educational session. If you have any questions regarding Sonesta Sports Certified Program, please feel free to reach out to your franchise services manager or myself directly. And once again, the program is available in Sonesta University and is truly a great program to bolster your efforts in the sports market. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my partner in crime here for today's session, who's our subject matter expert on long-term stay, to talk more about a very important customer, ALE Solutions. So it's my pleasure to introduce Show Tynes. Take it away, Show.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. And Kristen, thank you so much for putting this together, and for every hotel director of sales, FSM, or even owner operator. Truly, this is an honor to be able to present to you. My name is Shalonda Tynes. I go by Show because unfortunately my name gets butchered all the time. So we just kind of figured it'd be best just to call me Show. And people always make a joke about Showtime. So I am one of the global sales managers. Nick and I both report to Michelle Hoxie. She is our Senior Director of Global Sales, and I have the honor and privilege of representing Sonesta in the long-term space arena. So today's conversation is a hot topic, which everybody always reach out to me about ALE Solutions. And so we're going to discuss, some perks, some benefits, and how we can both collaborate to better strengthen this partnership and hopefully be able to help you navigate the waters when it comes to ALE Solutions. Next slide, please. And so I wanted to start the call off by just sharing some insight in terms of what my role is and what my contribution to the organization is. So in managing many of our long-term stay partnerships, these are accounts that are drivers of relocation, catastrophe business, medical, healthcare projects and training, typically with an average length of stay of 5 nights or longer. I am what you consider TAM, which stands for Total Account Management. So I manage every aspect of our account relationship. So that could be projects, that could be groups and meetings, that could be transient. But overall, I sell all brands. So you would never hear me have bias or anything like that. It is equal, meaning that there's opportunity for everybody, but the goal is to make certain that you're equipped with the information so you can level set at your properties to be able to help drive business within these accounts. I manage about 30 million or more in terms of GSO contribution. And mainly my responsibilities are to develop strategy. So every now and again, you may get invites to certain calls about some of these partnerships. So that way you could take that information back to your teams and be able to help in terms of managing the partnerships and just, enhancing experiences or just overall ways of working. I do a lot of drivers in terms of brand awareness as we work with travel buyers or travel directors, which is very important in growing our long-term stay partnerships. And this is across all verticals. And so there's 2 platforms that I have established. One is called Sonesta Snacks, which many of you are familiar with, but if not, you will get some invites to some upcoming calls. And then the other is called the Virtual Hotel Showcase. And that's where we invite hotels to come and present your properties on these calls. So we will have a session for ALE Solutions coming up sometime in Q2. So I will share more insight on that. But the goal is to be able to help, bring more opportunities and help position our hotels for success. Next slide, please. And so who is ALE Solutions? ALE is a leading housing provider with a focus on temporary housing. They've been around since 2001. They have annual hotel spend of more than 300 million across all suppliers. So they partner with hundreds or thousands of insurance companies to provide temporary housing for those who have been displaced by a man-made or natural disaster. And when we say man-made, that can be an electrical fire at home. It could be where your contractor, was doing work and something happened. And then when we talk about natural disasters, those are more of like your tornadoes, your earthquakes, floods, things that are totally unexpected. Now, when we talk about ALE, it's an insurance term that's coined in the industry. And so I like to make certain that everybody understand that there's a difference. ALE is a term that stands for additional living expense, and that it's a coverage found in your insurance policies that outlines what is being covered for when you're displaced from your home. And so ALE Solutions, which was very smart in terms of coining that term, works with those insurance companies and those insured or policyholders in terms of placement. So it's level set. While they do like to work with hotels that have like kitchens and things of that nature, there are times when sometimes the only options in a market could be a limited service property or even an economy brand. And so depending on what the coverage limits are in that person's insurance policy will determine or influence where they're placed. Now, how does ALE Solutions work? They work on behalf of the insured or policyholder, which will be your guest, as well as with the insurance adjusters. And then again, they're contracted by these insurance companies to accommodate both short and long-term housing needs. And the way how they book, ALE has a proprietary search tool, and they match hotels based on the policyholder needs. So that would be a family of 6. They have 2 pets. They need to be X amount of miles away from their home or their job. Those things are taken into consideration when they do place those individuals. And they usually book brand.com. Right now, we are working through what is called direct connectivity, which will allow ALE to book directly into our system with them bypassing the GDS. They always use a corporate virtual credit card. And then I will share more details about the authorization that is sent to our hotels. Next slide, please. And so what is so attractive about ALE is the fact that they do drive average length of stay of 30 to 60 nights, and 95% of their bookings are same day check-in. So who does not like, those odds? I mean, we're talking always having to be ready because you never know when disaster strikes. So for those that are on a call, we always want to know what's in it for me, right? So ALE's business, it's all about driving occupancy because they are a good driver of base business. They also help in terms of shoulder nights, or what we call those non or off-peak nights. And then it's a great driver of RevPAR. They book long-term stay for the insurance adjusters, or what we call the catastrophe teams. Those are the teams that go out that are employed by the insurance companies. And if you've ever experienced a storm or flooding, you may have seen groups of insurance adjusters that will go in market to assess the damages. Again, average length of stay, 30 to 60 nights. They book all brands because all insurance policies are not created equal. And what's so great about this partnership is the fact that they do book outside the GDS, so eliminating the need for any GDS or distribution fees. Next slide. Now, one thing about ALE Solutions in terms of when they're making these placements is that they do all of this within 15 minutes. So time is always of the essence. Majority of the reservations are made same day, so that's why it's important to make sure certain you're ready. And a best practice would be looking at your arrivals list, frequently, just to make certain that you prepare if you do have some of these arrivals on the books. Again, they use a proprietary search tool. And then the booking factors. Availability is important because of the length of stay. Rate. They do not require a flat rate. We do have a chain-wide discount with ALE Solutions, as well as location, because sometimes there are other factors. The goal is to make certain that they are as close to their place of residence as much as possible. Property reputation and ease of doing business is critical to this partnership. They like to do business with hotels that are educated about their business, understand how to partner with them, and that have very good service scores. So those things are very important because of the length of stay of these policyholders. Communication is important because there are times throughout the stay where there could be changes, and they always want to make certain that there's somebody at the property that they can connect with should there be any adjustments to those reservations. And then reservations are guaranteed by ALE Solutions corporate credit card, and they typically cover room and tax only. On occasion, they may cover incidentals, but that will be communicated. But you're actually getting a traveler where the credit card and everything is right there at the time of check-in. So basically it could be money in the bank, but the goal is to make certain that you're positioned to be able to receive consideration for those bookings. And then last but not least, booking agents send what we call check-in documents, and they also send checkout documents. So they always make certain that our hotel partners are set up for success prior to the arrival of those policyholders. Next slide, please. And so this is the document that I was referencing in terms of what we call the third-party payment authorization. This document is sent prior to every check-in, and it spells out the exact terms for the placement of those policyholders. So it's important that, for those that are on the call, these instructions are carried out to a T. The rate information is listed, pet policies, parking policies, any fees associated with the stay will be outlined. On this document, it will also outline if they're covering incidentals. And then last but not least, which is most critical, for any hotel that accepts the reservations and charge ALE Solutions credit card, that means you are accepting the terms and conditions outlined in the third-party authorization. Next slide, please. And so what are the benefits of our partnership? ALE Solutions, they get a 10% discount off our best available rate. And they are one of the drivers, one of the top accounts within Sonesta that has a very high ADR. It is commissionable on the entire length of stay. No static rates are required. Again, I just wanted to make sure I reiterate that. And there are no separate rate loading agreements. You don't have to reach out and say, hey, show, I want to include another, a flat rate. You don't have to do any of that. However, business varies market to market just because it's driven by claim activity. So I do want to make certain everybody is aware of that. And then we have what is called Preferred Plus. That is the highest designation that a hotel can achieve with ALE Solutions. Just to let those on a call know, you have to literally walk on water to earn it. 93 hotels has the designation across all hotel suppliers. That includes Marriott, Hilton, IHG, and whoever else is out there. So one of my goals is to work with you to make sure we get as many hotels as possible with Preferred Plus designation. And just to also let you know, as part of the education course that we have, you will learn about that designation, or you can reach out to me afterwards to find out, what you can do more to earn that status. But what it does, it gives you a higher placement in ALE Solutions booking tool, which is what we want in terms of visibility, so that, they see us first. And if they see us first, you have more opportunities to win the business. Next slide, please. And then again, they send the booking authorization to the hotel that outline all the costs, including payment. everything is fax. ALE is a little old school. And then it's very important that whoever is the point of contact on property, email addresses and fax numbers are always accurate, because that's how they communicate to us. With these reservations being long-term, one of the other things I want to mention is that there are times when there may be early checkouts. So any funds that are collected, any uncollected funds that are unused, or I'm sorry, collected funds that go unused, should be reimbursed back to ALE, because they, we never know when somebody's house will be repaired early. So do keep that top of mind. And then the folios are also something very important that we want to make mention. At the time of checkout, ALE Solutions does require the folio to be sent to their to their offices. Next slide. And so just some key reminders. It's very important that, everybody sells. So everybody on property should do what they can to be knowledgeable of these reservations. Because of the sensitivity around some of these families, sometimes they experience a loss. It could be a loss of a pet. It could be a loss of a family member. So there must be a level of empathy when working with these families. And then it's important to collaborate with revenue and the FSMs just to confirm that you are visible and that the discounts are floating properly for your properties. And one thing I do want to add is that, we do want to make certain that we're all doing our part, and that's delivering on the brand promise. So, housekeeping, things like that are always top of mind, just because these families are staying for a period of time. And as Nick so eloquently shared in terms of driving sports business, some of the similar things, like, having a welcome amenity, for these policyholders, because sometimes they've lost everything. And so those little things go a long way in just making them feel welcome and supported. And next slide. Last but not least, I'm very excited, and thank God for Kristen. God bless you. She was very instrumental in getting this course onto Sonesta University. So to learn more about positioning your hotels, to educate your team, I would highly encourage everyone to take the course. So instructions are there in terms of how to access it, but if everybody, can spread the word, even with Sports Certified, these courses are very important so that our teams are equipped and knowledgeable to help us manage these partnerships, at the ground level. And, again, everybody wins when we are all in sync. And I believe that is it. So if you have any questions or, concerns, or just want to learn more, I am very accessible. I do wear a number of hats. Feel free to reach out to me. And thank you all for listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Sho. And thank you, Nick, both of you guys, awesome global sales managers here to spread the word on their subject matters. And we're really thankful that they were able to join us today. Reach out to them or your FSM with any additional questions, and you can take both of their courses on Sonesta University. Join us next month for RFPs. Have a great day. Thank you.